I think it's the start of the school year, which is exciting for a community, and it's hot out there, but you can't have football without it being hot, and you can't have football without school starting. So this is kind of the start to the school year for us, and our kids are excited about it. Our community is really excited about this season, and we're ready to get it going this afternoon. This senior class is ultra talented and really special, and I think the number one thing about them is how good at kids they are. They're awesome people. Talked about their humble spirit earlier, how dedicated they are in the classroom. Two of our top kids had offers from Stanford, Duke, Northwestern, over 3.92 GPAs. The way they treat the underclassmen and the way they lead them is awesome. And then the talent is, it's as talented as a senior class as we've ever had. There's more Division I talent in this group than we've had before. And so across the board, it's a super special class. We get close to all of our kids here. Our number one core value is relationships, and we're going to spend a ton of time with them. It's kind of amplified for us this year just because my son happens to be in this senior class, and so these kids have grown up at our house and stay over Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving holidays for 6 straight years, 7 straight years, and you get really close to those kids. And so that's something that I'm not going to have next year. We'll still have kids over to the house for Bible studies and parties, but it won't be a daily journey. And so some of these things are coming to an end for me as a coach / dad, and I want to capitalize on the time I have left with Jackson and all his friends who turned into our family. But this is a special group. I think one is we try to really dive into giving a holistic approach where the first thing we're going to do is try to build a man as best we can, and we get them as boys, and by the time they leave here, hope we give them tools, whether they're going on and playing at the next level, they're going to excel really well, or whether they're going into the job force right away, not even going into college, somebody that will outwork others, somebody that'll treat others the way we're called to, which is, bring joy to them, bring an impact, be a great team player, and invest. And people want to hire those type of folks, and people want to play with those type of folks. And I think that's why you see guys like a Landon Jackson or a Nick Martin or Zay Benson. I mean, several of our kids go on to the next level, and they're starting at a young age. And their parents have obviously done a good job with them too. But I think there's some rigor in the total person, in the student, which helps our culture at our school, and then as a football player. And there's a lot of stones to uncover and or turn over, and I think 16 coaches in there help us do that. Constantly analyze what we can do a better job of doing to build better relationships with kids and capture their hearts and get belief, and then capitalize on the field. And so our big thing this year is we're super talented. We've got awesome kids, and so we have to capitalize on this opportunity, and there's a lot of work that has to go into that for that to happen. The easiest answer is that's our second core value is growth. And, expecting 16, 15, 17, 18-year-old kids to grow, expecting our staff to grow in a lot of different areas of their lives, like it starts at the top. And so I have to change, and I have to, I can't be complacent. I have a lot of things that I have to do a better job of. And so we try to figure out what those things are, and I analyze and look at my weaknesses and grow there. And I think kids can see that. They're like, and coach is working on his weaknesses, so they've identified these weaknesses in us. We have to work on it too. And we're all in this journey together of growing. And I think it's not just growing the person, not just growing the student, not just growing the football player, but you see it in our facilities. I mean, we're doing some awesome stuff around here in that growth aspect. And so we look at all the different areas that we could get better at, and then we accomplish some goals and then raise the bar, or look at things we're not doing a good job at and start turning over those stones. I think the best team that we've had athletically since I've been here was the 17 team that was so dominant, and so many players went on to play at the next level. And I don't know if this group isn't more talented than that team. I know we have more talent on this team than we did in 19. It's a super talented team. The 19 team was probably one of the most relational groups we had come through here, and that goes a long way. And so this group's pretty relational too. They're really, really humble. I think as a total package, we're excited about this year as we've been, about a football season. And part of that is one, because of how talented we are, and we know that we have an opportunity that we can capitalize on there, but then also just the kids and how humble they are. You've been around some of our top players a lot in interviews, and just the way they carry themselves and the way that they work on themselves and the way that they want to grow and the humble nature that they have. And I think when you put that whole thing together, you can start building a pretty special culture. And so that's what we're focusing on this year is just capitalizing on growing as much as we can, taking each day by day, and not looking at the end goal, which we know what that is, a state championship, and that's what the kids want to play for. But we can't worry about that on July 31st. I mean, we got to take care of July 31st, and then tomorrow, it's got to be the best day of the season tomorrow. And August 2nd and September 18th and all that has to be the same way. And it's a grind, and the kids talk about it too, but I think we have a lot of joy when we go through it and have some fun. And hopefully every day, all those stones get turned over at a fast, full tilt level.